Good morning. In this video lecture, we will discuss about the switch reluctance motor drive operation. First, we will start with the what is switch reluctance motor. What is switch reluctance motor? Switch reluctance motor is an electronic controlled electrical motor in which the torque is produced by the tendency of its rotor part to rotate from maximum reluctance position to minimum reluctance position. It is a electronic controlled electrical motor, and in this one torque will be produced with the help of rotor rotation. Rotor rotation must be from the maximum reluctance position to minimum reluctance position. Electronic controlled, it means it is a power electronic converter. With the help of power electronic converter, torque is going to be producing in switch reluctance motors. The reluctance value will be changes while rotor part is rotating from first position to the again it will be reaches the same position. It will be reaches the same position. The reluctance value will be changes with the help of the power electronic converter devices by switching on and off. Because of the switching on and off of the converter devices, it is called as switched reluctance motor. Due to switching operation of power electronic converters, that means on and off of the converter devices, reluctance value will be changes from minimum to maximum, maximum to minimum. Due to this one, torque is producing in a electrical motor. It is the reason where called as this motor is switched reluctance motor. And also we called as a variable reluctance motor also. It also called as variable reluctance motor. The reason is reluctance value is a not constant parameter. Reluctance value is a not a constant parameter. Due to the variation of the reluctance, it also called as variable reluctance motor. Generally, electrical machines are classified into different types, which are synchronous machines or asynchronous machine. Depends upon the speed, it is classified. Similarly, depends upon the nature of supply, DC machines or AC machines. Similarly, electrical machines are classified as two types. Depends upon production of torque principle. Generally, electrical machines are also classified into two types, depends upon production of torque principle of operation. So, two types of torque principle operations will be exist. First one is electromagnetic principle. Second is variable reluctance principle. Electromagnetic principle operation means by giving electrical supply to the stator part, stator winding will be develops electromagnetic field in the stator winding. Because of this electromagnetic field in the stator, rotor also develops some amount of electromagnetic field in the rotor winding. Due to the flux linkages between the stator and rotor magnetic field, magnetic locking between the stator magnetic field and rotor magnetic field, torque will be produced. This is the principal operation of electromagnetic principal operation. Variable reluctance machine principal operation means because of variation of the reluctance value from minimum to maximum or maximum to minimum, if torque is producing, these are called as variable reluctance principal operation of electrical machines. Examples for the electromagnetic principles is we have discussed, that is induction machines and synchronous machines and DC machines. All will be comes into the electromagnetic principle. But variable reluctance machines examples are switch reluctance motor or variable reluctance motor, and other motors are brushless DC motor also, or else permanent magnet brushless DC motors. These are the examples. Generally, switch reluctance motors and brushless DC motors are called as special type of machines. The reason is the construction part of these two machines are different, and principal operation for production of torque also different compared to the other types of machines. In the coming next videos, we'll discuss about the brushless DC machine construction and operation and control strategies of drive operation also we'll discuss, along with the switch reluctance motor also. The next part, constructional part of a switch reluctance machine. Constructional part of a switch reluctance motor. It is similar to the all electrical machines, which is consisting of stator part and rotor part. Stator part is a stationary and rotor part is a rotating part. These two are laminated silicon steel material, which consisting of laminated silicon steel. See, if I am going to be considering if here I am showing the stator part, it is a yoke part. This is the yoke outer frame of the machine for protection, and this is the stator core. These are the stator core, and this is the rotor part. Stator core and rotor core are designed with the help of laminated silicon steel. Laminations are for reduction of eddy current losses and silicon material for reduction of hysteresis losses. Laminated silicon steel will be utilized for reduction of core losses. For reduction of core losses, laminated silicon steel material will be utilized for designing of a core material of stator and rotor. Core material, which is a core material. And also the cores of a stator part and rotor part must be in salient nature. In saliency in nature. So switch reluctance motor is a stator part is salient core and rotor part is also salient in nature. So it is called as double salient machine. It is called as double salient machines. Here we are going to showing the number of poles on this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the stator number of poles are existed 6 poles by giving this design. And also here I am showing just 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 number of poles on the rotor. Rotor number of poles and stator number of poles. Stator number of poles are given 6 and rotor number of poles are given 4. Which are always unequal number of poles. Number of poles on stator poles must be unequal to the number of rotor poles. Then only it is a possibility will be there for production of electromagnetic torque. If the number of stator poles are equals to the number of rotor poles due to the magnetic locking between the stator magnets and rotor core, the production of electromagnetic torque will be equals to 0 in this condition. When the stator number of poles are equal to the rotor number of poles, the production of electromagnetic torque will be equals to the 0 due to the magnetic locking of stator and rotor core. So to avoid this one, we are going to be designing the stator number of poles must be unequal to the rotor number of poles. And always we have to design the stator number of poles must be greater than the rotor number of poles. To get the to produce the electromagnetic torque. Here we are designed only 6 number of poles and 4 number of poles. It is also possibility is there 8 and 6 or else 12 by 10. Which type of machine you require depends upon that. You have to provide the core slots in the stator part. Different types of number of poles of electrical machines or switch reluctance machines are available. Here I am showing the constructional view of switch reluctance motor. Laminated silicon stator and a laminated silicon steel rotor part and winding. Till now I have said the stator core and rotor core part only. Now the placement of winding will be existed on only the stator part. The rotor part does not consisting of any winding. Which is only the core material will be placed on the rotor, and the stator part consisting of along with the core slots will be wounded by electrical winding. You can observe in this picture the winding placement and on the stator part one. This is the yoke part of the machine and this is the rotor part. These are the rotor core slots. These are the rotor core slots. And this is a winding will be placement on the stator part. Here I am showing 6 by 4 pole switch reluctance motor. Stator part consisting of 6 poles, rotor pole consisting of 4 poles. This is the constructional part of the switch reluctance motor. Switch reluctance motor is similar to the all electrical machines only, but the differentiation will be the rotor part, which does not consisting of any winding and also does not having any magnets on the rotor. The stator part consisting of only winding like this. Here the 6 poles or 6 pole core will be existed on the stator part, which all are getting as a converted into the 3-phase system with 120 degrees of displacement. You can observe also here A and A, B and B dash, C and C dash. A, B, C phases. If we go for the higher number of poles, means 8 by 6 poles. 8 stator number of poles, 6 rotor number of poles, means we have to design the machine for 8 poles will be converted into 8 by 2, which is equals to 4, means 4 number of phases, which is called as 4-phase switch reluctance motor. If you go for the 12 by 10 machine, means 12 are the stator number of poles. 12 are the stator number of poles. 12 by 2, which is equals to 6, means 6-phase switch reluctance machines. Depends upon the stator number of poles, number of phases for the stator winding also going to be changes. Then next, this is the constructional part of switch reluctance motor. Then we'll start the operation. Starts the operation of switch reluctance motor. Operation of switch reluctance motor. How the electromagnetic torque will be produced in switch reluctance machine. Here the first picture will be shows here. This is the stator part and the stator cores R and R dash phase, Y, Y dash phase, B, B, B dash phase. Rotor poles are consisting of 4 poles. So it is called as 6 by 4. 6 number of stator poles are existed, means 6 by 2, which is equals to 3. The number of phases are 3. 3-phase machine it is. By giving the 3-phase supply to the stator part, the electromagnetic torque will be produces. How the electromagnetic torque is going to be producing, in detailed explanation you can observe from these all pictures. In the first case, I am giving electrical supply to the only R phase, only single R phase. By connecting the electrical supplies to this one, the giving electrical supply to the R phase one. If the current is passing like this is the entering part and this is the leaving part. If I am considering like this, once the current is entering into the winding of the stator winding part, the electromagnetic field will be develops. Electromagnetic field will be develops. Stator electromagnetic torque will be develops along with the R phase. Only single phase supply is given, but we have considered here it is a three-phase machine. First, we are giving only single phase supply. Once by giving the electrical supply to the R phase, it is produces electromagnetic field. Due to the production of electromagnetic field, the rotor core will be attracted by the magnetic field which is developed by the R phase, which is going to be changes the position from here to here. You can observe. And by increasing on the electrical supply, or by the magnetic field will be developed by the winding will be going on increasing, the stator core which is having the axis is going to be aligned with the rotor axis. Rotor axis. Both will be in the same position. Observe from this first position to here, the rotor will be changes the position. In this picture, the rotor will be here. The rotor pole one will be here. Coming to here, because of the attraction force of magnetic field, it is going to be attracted and it will be changes this position like this. Slowly it is going to be changing their position. And also the opposite sides also going to be attracted by the other phases also. By giving R phases, it is going to be attracted by here. If once I am going to be removing the supply to the R phase, it does not having any magnetic nature. So it will be loses the attraction or magnetic locking. By giving R phases in the rotor is having different positions, but coming to the ending of the fraction of seconds, it is reaches the stator axis along with the R phases only. Now in the second case, I am supplying the supply to the B phase. Here you can observe here which is here R and R dash phase. The 1 and 1 dash will be attracted or magnetic locked between 1. But we have switched off the supply to the R phase. We are given the supply to the B and B dash phases. By giving B and B dash phases, the winding is going to develop the magnetic locking in between this nature. Automatically, the 1 will be attracted to the B dash position and here 1 dash will be attracted to the B position. The position will be changes. It means the rotor will be started to rotation like this. Initially it will be there here, but in the next position it will be like this. It is going to be changing like this. Here you can observe the position will be changes. Here the stator axis of the supplied winding is aligned with the rotor axis. Now in the next case, I am going to be giving the supply to the C and C dash. The rotor will be again rotated. The rotor part is going to be completed one cycle. The rotor part will be completed one cycle. Always we are giving only single supply, R phase, after that Y phase and the next B. Similarly, it will be continued by giving the supply to the single phases. It is going to be produces, it is going to be rotate the rotor and it will be produces the electromagnetic torque. we have a doubt here. I think some people will get 1 and 1 dash will be attracted. What about the 2 and 2 dash? First cycle itself 1 and 1 dash rotor poles are magnetic locked with respect to the stator axis. For the next second cycle, the 2 and 2 dashes will be attracted with respect to the phase supply. First we have given R phase supply and B and Y and B. R, Y, B. Given means first in the first condition 1 and 1 dash. In the second case also 1 and 1 dash are magnetic locked with the Y phase. In the third case 1 and 1 dash will be attracted. After completion of the first cycle, in the second cycle, for R phase 2 and 2 dashes will be attracted. Similarly for Y phase supply 2 and 2 dash will be magnetic locked. Similarly like this. And again it will be continued 1 1 dash 1 1 dash 1 1 dash. It will be continued for 2 2 dash 2 2 dash. This will be happen. The reason is the nearer one first will be attracted. Here we have assumed the rotor position here. This is the reason it here attracted. Once it is completed the complete cycle, the 2 dash part will be nearer to the R phase. 2 dash part or second core will be nearer to the R phase. So definitely the second or 2 rotor pole will be attracted with respect to the R in the second cycle. This is a continuous repetition process. So in this way the rotor is going to be rotating. Once rotor is rotated means it is produces a electromagnetic torque. For rotation of rotor it is required some amount of force. Here the force, the magnetic field will be develops a force. It will be it attracts the rotor core by getting this supply, and it develops force, attracted force. The rotor is attracted. It completed one cycle, and similarly it will be completes the rotational process. It is produced as torque. Twisting force is called as torque. Twisting force is called as torque. This is the principal operation of switched reluctance motor. So what is the amount of electromagnetic torque will be producing? We are saying torque will be produced. What is the electromagnetic torque equation in switched reluctance motor? That is the first question. And second one is, while giving the definition for the switched reluctance motor, we have discussed about the variable reluctance value. Reluctance value will be changes from minimum to maximum. Reluctance value will be changes from minimum value to maximum value. So where is the reluctance variation? That is the second one. We will discuss these two parts and also the third part. Due to the variation of reluctance, the inductance value will be also changes. Inductance value will be changes. How two relation will be existed with respect to the reluctance and inductance? What is the amount of electromagnetic torque is producing? Any relation is going to be developed in between the electromagnetic torque and inductance. All the things will be discussed now in this lecture. Before explaining it, I think you may get the confusion also. But these are very important things. If we can understand all the things, the operation of switched reluctance machine is very simple. Just I have explained this is the switched reluctance machine operation is similar to the induction machine or synchronous machine or DC machines. But we required as a induction machine how reluctance and inductance values are going to be changes. What is the relation with respect to the electromagnetic torque? This is very important. We can analyze these things of switched reluctance motor. Always by giving single supply, it is going to be rotating only single step off. We can say as a 30 degrees or 40 degrees, always stepwise it is going to be shifting. We can say it as a stepper motor also. We can say it as a stepper motor also. But the switch reluctance motor is differentiated by stepper motor. Why? Stepper motor will be rotated by steps by a step angle. Similarly, it is also going to be producing, but in the switch reluctance motor operation, first we have discussed is power electronic converter. Power electronic converter. With the help of power electronic converter, we are giving the supply to the stator part. So we have to know the rotor position. Rotor position. With respect to rotor position, the supply has to be given to the stator winding in switch reluctance motor. But coming to the stepper motors, we are not going to discuss, or it is not required to analyze the rotor position. This is the major difference between the stepper motor and the switch reluctance motor. I can say simply, the stepper motor is a open loop machine, switch reluctance machine is a closed loop machine. With respect to the rotor position, actually inductance value will be changes. Depends upon the inductance value, reluctance value is going to be changes. If inductance value is changes, electromagnetic torque is also going to be changes. This is the relation is existed. Shall we start the discussion about the electromagnetic torque derivation?